Hi friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be my monthly favorites video. This is the video where I chat about the things that stood out to me in the previous month, and we're just gonna go over them. I actually don't have the biggest pile this time, but I still have some things to talk about. I have some makeup, some eyeshadow specifically. I have an event, I have a book, I have just an assortment of fun things to share. Things that really stood out, things that I feel like are gonna make a lasting impact, you know? I always love hearing your favorites as well, just giving me a recap on what you tried or discovered or did in the previous month that was a favorite to you. I love hearing it down below, so feel free to leave them. Before we hop into it, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts by the time this video goes up. And as far as my accessory details, I just have this old basic choker. These earrings are Suki blade. One's like a sword and one's like a moon. It's very cool. This ring was Etta Love, but I think they've rebranded to Clocks and Colors. And then this is just an old snake ring I got off Amazon. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about my favorites from the month of May. We will just go in the order that I do my makeup. And first things first, I have some highlighters. Some highlighters really stood out to me this month. I did not expect to have 3 to talk about, but here we are. First of all, D'Averoon came out with their April Showers collection, which consisted of some single shadows and then also 2 highlighters. We have April Showers and Drop. Drop was actually a shadow in the Dewdrops palette from like last year, I want to say, but they turned it into a highlighter specifically, and these are stunning. I've reached for these multiple times. This one is April Showers. This one's kind of like a soft, like seafoam green with little like reflex in it. It has like a slight like pinky sheen depending on how the light hits it, but it's mostly just that beautiful like seafoam iciness with just a dabble of pink sparkle. It's so, so pretty. These are so glowy and whimsical and just delicious. And this one is Drop. This is actually what I'm wearing right now. This is like just such a cool, glowy, out of this world blue. I have it all over my cheeks. I have it all over my lids. This is just such a cool shade. I loved this shade when it was in the Dewdrops palette, and I love it as well on its own too. It's just so cool, and I think these are just so fun together because they're so different and so, so pretty. And then I've also been really impressed with the Lady Rainicorn highlighter from the Lethal Cosmetics and Adventure Time collection. It's just such a cool standout highlighter. I just feel like this is gonna be a moment for when I want like a weirdo highlighter because it has kind of like an iridescent rainbow, if you can see. I know the lighting can be kind of hard with iridescence to like really see the different colors, but we have kind of a rainbow going on. And if you use your finger or a brush and kind of just swipe at it with the rainbow, it like stays a rainbow on your finger, brush, whatever. You could also swirl it all together. You could focus on different colors more than others. But in this case, I really wanted to just like play with that rainbow. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it when I turn my hand. Like this right here is one highlighter shifting into cool iridescent rainbow magic. It's just so fun. It's like eye-catching but still kind of subtle because it's an iridescent highlighter. It's not going to be so in your face. It's kind of just like when you move and the light hits it at certain angles, those colors shift through more and more. But it's such a cool, like just gleaming rainbow highlighter. It is so fun. Shows off all those different colors. It is just the absolute coolest. I love this highlighter. The last complexion product I have to talk about is the One Size Glass Skin Setting Spray. It is just so good. I haven't used the original One Size setting spray just because it's supposed to be very like lock it in, matte, last all day. And I don't want to ever look matte. And again, I can't say for sure if it looks drying or anything because I've never tried it on myself. It just seems like it's not like my go-to setting spray. I like something that's more dewy or hydrating or glowy. So then when this came out and it arrived to me, I was so excited. I was so excited they sent this over because this is just such a me setting spray. I'm wearing it today. It's kind of hard to like show like this is what a setting spray looks like, but I've been wearing this a lot the last month, just like here and there. I've kind of been using it and the Milk Makeup one interchangeably just because I am trying to finish my Milk Makeup one up. But this is beautiful. The mist is so nice. I can show you that actually. It's a very just like smooth, soft, like light mist, and it makes your skin look so just glowy, beautiful. I mean, again, I'm wearing it right now. I feel like my skin just looks so pretty and it lasts so well. I personally never wear setting spray with the intention of making my makeup last longer. I wear it because it makes my makeup melt in and look better, and that is exactly what this does. It just brings everything in. It helps everything just look even more seamless and more smooth, and it looks so glowy and just so pretty, and I really, really like this. So this was a happy new discovery. Moving on to eyeshadow, I have my top 3 from the last month here. I am not going to say these in any particular order because if you haven't yet, you can check out my recent ranking my last 10 palettes, where if you have already seen that, these palettes will be no surprise. But if you haven't, I don't want to spoil what's number 1, you know? So these are the top 3, but in no particular order. First is the Ranger palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. I think this one might have actually come out the very tail end of April, if I remember correctly, but it kind of bled into May. And it's so pretty. I love the combination of like these weird kind of muted greens. There is this more bold one, but I feel like it still has a little bit of a toned down nature to it. These pops of mintiness, these kind of rusty orangey shades. They're so pretty. It's such a cool color combo. I love how contrasting it is, but again, it's still all very like earthy and muted down. It's so beautiful. Fantasy Cosmetica has such beautiful eyeshadow formulas. The mattes are just so creamy, pigmented, blendable, and the shimmers are outstanding. I, in particular, really like this dark blackened green shade with like the golden sparkles through it. It is mouth-watering. And this Ambush Duochrome shade is just like everything. It's so special. So pretty. This might even be a multi-chrome. It has a lot of shifts going on. It's a shifty magical shade, that's all I know, and it is stunning. I also really enjoyed the Singe Beauty Agate Temptation palette. This came out last month as well, and it is just gorgeous. This is Singe's second palette, and it is beautiful. Again, I love the earthy vibes. I love how there's kind of pops of brightness, but also really dark, muted, dingy shades, which I just love. I love that combination. I love like the dingy grungy meets bright and colorful. It's just a superior combination in my opinion. Beautiful eyeshadows. I feel like they're very just blendable and easy to work with. They don't require too much effort, and the shimmers are so pretty. Some are a little bit more toppery, iridescent, some are more multi-chromy, some are more intense metallic, and they're just gorgeous. I think this is a fantastic palette. I think this is my favorite one Singe has done so far, and it is just gorgeous. I love this color combo. It's so earthy and just so cool and fantastic. And last, I have the Ocean Jewel from Beaute Bar. I've been loving this one. This is such a superior palette. This is going to be very highly ranked at the end of my year ranking. I can feel it now, but it is just gorgeous. I am such a sucker for a blue, green, purple sort of color story. Again, we have the darker jewel tones meets the brights down here. It is just such a beautiful combo. I love that we have these just very bright, playful, punchy shades, and then all these deepening shades. So many beautiful, pretty shimmers. I feel like I like that I have good options to kind of play with, like lighter shimmers or lighter mattes, like in the inner corner, for instance. I can do things that are just super bold, but I can also play with just more pops of color. It is just so stunning. This is incredible. Beaute Bar really outdid themselves. I said it in my video with this palette. I still think Basic Witch will forever be number 1. That's just such a good palette from them. But this is probably second, maybe third place. It's very high up there for me. It's just everything that I want, really. I love blue, green, purple together. It's just perfect. And that is actually it for makeup. I haven't tried that much newness over the last month, which honestly has been nice. I do love trying new makeup, don't get me wrong, but I love being able to play with old things too. Like I played with the older Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet today, paired with that Dia Rune highlighter. And I love being able to play with old stuff, but also dabble in new stuff. It's a good balance, you know? But I figured next we would move on to my favorite book of the month, which was Rewind It Back by Liz Tom Ford. This is the 5th and final book in the Windy City series. There is a spin-off coming, which features Monty, who is Miller's dad from book number 3. None of this means anything to you though if you haven't read the series. I love this series wholeheartedly. I think I've talked about every single book and every monthly favorite so far this year because I've read 1 book a month, and now we're in the 5th month. I read the 5th book, it just came out, and the whole series has been a 5-star series for me. They are sports romances, and I am not a sports girl at all. Do not care about sports in the slightest, and these books really don't delve deep into the sport itself. It's mostly just that some of the characters are related to the sport in one way or another, whether they work with team members in some way or they're part of a team. It's intertwined, but you don't have to know anything about sports to enjoy these books. Trust me, I care about sports probably the least of anyone you would ever meet. But I love these books. In this book specifically, we have Rio and Hallie. Rio has been a reoccurring side character throughout this entire series. He's always been just very playful, funny, friend type. He flirts with everyone, but he's never with anyone. He's never like really in a relationship or anything. He's always just kind of there floating around, but he has been wanting to get to the stage in life that all of his friends around him are at, where they're finding their person and they're getting their lives like intertwined with another person. Like he's been wanting that so bad. And then we have Hallie. Hallie grew up next door to Rio as a child. In this book, we get past and present perspective of like the past of them growing up as like teenagers and growing closer and falling for each other up until the point where they definitely had a fallout, because nowadays we are getting them again. And this is the first time they are together, seeing each other, speaking at all in the last like 6 years or something like that. And all because she coincidentally moves right next door to him again. So we're kind of back where they started, but there's definitely something that went wrong. So as the story continues, we are getting the glimpses from their past, but we're also seeing them now and kind of re-intertwining, re-getting to know each other, starting to grow closer together, but there is that underlying something happened between them. So eventually we figure that out. We get to get their stories, and I just loved these characters so much. They were so sweet, both separately and together. I loved them. I loved getting glimpses of all of our previous characters from the previous books. It just made me so happy. I loved this series. I'm so glad I finally started it, because it was such a treat. I feel like her writing is just so immersive. I feel like I know these characters on such a deep level. I feel like I can place myself in the various settings. I feel like I don't know, I feel like I was there, and they were just so good, and I just loved it. I cannot say enough good things. I do have a movie favorite. I don't think I talked about this last month. I'm trying to remember when I saw it. We have the Regal Movie Pass, so we go to the movies pretty often, and sometimes I forget when I see certain things, but I'm pretty sure Sinners is one that I saw in the month of May, and that was such a standout movie. Definitely one of my favorites I've seen so far this year. I believe it takes place 1930s Mississippi. We have these two twin brothers who had once moved away. They moved up to like the big city, and then they come back with money and a dream to kind of build up a new enterprise in their hometown. Well, spooky things are awaiting them when they get back. I don't want to give too much away because it's just so good to see on your own, but there's definitely a lot of cultural significance. There's stuff relating to music being tied to channeling supernatural spookiness that comes after them. Lots of vampire and just supernatural entity in general going on. It was just so good. Michael B. Jordan portrayed both of the twins, and he did such a top tier job. Like, you'd honestly be questioning if it was just one person or if it was two people like doing that, because he was just so flawless playing two different characters. The setting was so good. The different music and the meanings and just everything was such like incredible storytelling, incredible cinematics. It was just such a good movie. I loved it. I've been thinking about it so much. Everybody that I've talked to that's seen it has also loved it. If you are into, I personally didn't find it horribly scary, but I am very desensitized. But it wasn't just like your typical like jump scares, gore, slasher. It was nothing like that. It was more, I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't a typical slasher gory horror. That's all I can tell you. But it was so good, just so wonderful. If you are even remotely interested in anything spooky, I think you'd really enjoy it. It was so wonderful. My last monthly favorite is definitely going to see Halsey at the For My Last Trick tour. I got the t-shirt to prove it. It was so fun. I saw her in Tampa recently, and it was just such an amazing tour. I've been a huge fan of Halsey ever since her Badlands album years ago. I've been a fan of her since the beginning, and I just love her. I've seen her one other time before during her Badlands tour. It's been so cool just seeing her music just like still be her, but just kind of change and evolve. Like each of the albums very much has its own feel. Manic is forever my favorite album. I love it so much. Honestly, Badlands is probably a close second, but all of them are great. She just released her 5th album a couple months ago, and I love it. And then this is her newest tour. It wasn't specific to the newest album. It was very much encompassing just her. It was a really cool show. It was broken up kind of half and half, where the first half was very storytelling-esque. Like we'd get these story things on the projectors, on the screens, where it's her basically personifying like Alice and then getting lost and feeling stuck and trapped. And it was like a bunch of little segments with songs kind of themed to fit this story. And then halfway through the show, she comes back and she's very much more like her old self, the blue hair from her Badlands days. She was doing lots of fun kind of rock performances of her original songs. It was just such an absolute blast. I love just the environment and the vibes, and the feelings were just so good. I feel like I'm going to be thinking about that tour forever and ever. It was beautiful. It was amazing. She walked through the audience at the very front singing Is There Somewhere, and the audience was just so in it. It was incredible. I just loved every moment of it. So I definitely had to shout it out because that's a new core memory, not even just a May favorite. It was a forever favorite. I love Halsey with my entire soul, and I'm so happy I got to see her again. And that about sums it up. I know it's a little bit of a smaller one, but I think that's good. Not every month needs to have like a giant pile of things that I deem favorites. And I do like to pick things from like all various categories because, I mean, I can only have so many makeup favorites in a specific month, right? But I feel like, I don't know. It was a good month, but only like so many things stood out. Or maybe I just only tried so many new things in general, not even just makeup related, just life related. I don't think I tried any new like food related, no new like skincare, hair care, fragrance, nothing like that. Everything was very much just like, I'm using the stuff that I already love, but some obviously new things sprinkled in that I've already shared with you that ended up standing out to me. But again, I would love to hear your thoughts. What are you thinking about what I talked about? What were your favorites from the month of May? Again, please leave them down below, whether it's makeup, food, a trip you took, an experience you had, a book you read, a show you watched. I would love to hear all your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave your current favorite emoji? And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. And also you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And if you want to, you can hop over to my second channel, linked in my description box if you would like some additional content. And also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep watching, I'll pop a similar one on the screen. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.